Oh, geez.
Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Nick Baldwin, one of the admins of the Lab Coat Agents group. I'm here with Tristan Amata from Keller Williams in Los Angeles, California. Say hey, Tristan.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
You guys know Tristan too. He's the creator of Lab Coat Agents, so he's the guy that I answer to. And we have Shireen Robinson from Remax Gold in El Dorado Hills in Northern California. Thanks for being here, Shireen.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, so today what we're going to talk about is a topic on the page that got a lot of traction over the last few days. The topic of Zillow and having your clients sign a Zillow disclosure kind of to keep you, the agent, to keep you from being held responsible or liable for any inaccuracies or damages that a seller's listing might present itself on Zillow. We're all used to having our listings represented, maybe with the wrong information, wrong number of bedrooms, wrong amount of taxes, so on and so forth. So I know that I posted on the page that my team was going to start having clients sign this disclosure, and it sparked a lot of different opinions. Some positive, some negative. For the most part, it was positive. And then realuoso.com picked it up, wrote a little article. It got spread around social media like crazy, and so a lot of other groups were talking about it as well. Everyone kind of knows my opinion on it, but that's why I have you guys here too to talk about it a little bit and how you think a disclosure like that would help or hinder your business. So whoever wants to start first, please go for it. Tristan, Shireen, whoever wants to start first.
Well, I can do it. I think it's definitely something that's pretty amazing because a lot of the issues that we have are related to the sellers that we're dealing with when they say, "Hey, look, Redfin, Zillow, Realtor.com's got this information. Why did you put that up there?" And a lot of the times, it's really not us. It's just the systems, the websites themselves. They put incorrect information and they make us look bad. I mean, what do you think, Shirley?
I mean, I agree. I think that our sellers are excited that their listings go into syndication and are blasted everywhere, but they also have to understand that we then don't have control of it anymore. And it's not, we've got Trulia, Zillow, Redfin, all of that, but there's so many places that it could go to where we then lose the control of it, which, in the grand scheme of things is great that it's out there and everywhere, but we also have to just inform them that it could have some changes that it goes through that aren't necessarily accurate.
I think that the biggest issue I've had in the past, and I'm glad that I'm going to be using the disclosure, is that there's a point where we upload it onto the MLS or Postlets, and then it takes a while for it to reciprocate to these sites. And then our sellers are saying, wait, why aren't the pictures in order, or why is this like this if we've already asked it to be changed? And at that point, it's really out of our hands. We really don't know what speed these other sites reciprocate to.
Now, a lot of people were asking me, how about you make the disclosure? Not just about Zillow itself, but about lots of different syndicated sites. And in my experience, I don't find a lot of these issues with Trulia and Realtor.com. For the most part, my team's dealing with a majority of the issues, like you said, photos being out of order, descriptions being off, acres being too much or too little. We're finding a lot of those inaccuracies on Zillow itself. And look, I want to make it clear that I don't have a problem with Zillow. Zillow is a company. They have a business model, and that is totally fine. But I think that, as agents, we do need to protect ourselves and make sure that our sellers know that we are working to fix these problems, but it's not necessarily related to us. But I'm not finding the problems with Trulia or Realtor.com. Are you guys?
No,
I'm
not at
not so
all.
much. But, I mean, I find huge inaccuracies in their estimates of value when I go on listing presentations. Trulia and Zillow are on, like, two different ends of the spectrum usually. I have one that I'm doing in a couple hours where a house on Trulia that I'm going to be going to present at is listed on there that the value would be $600,000, and on Zillow it's $500,000. It's just all over the place, but.
That's actually really interesting considering both of those websites are one entity pretty much. They're owned by the same company. So the fact that they would have two different valuations
and
would
different.
completely boggles my mind. I don't understand that.
Yeah. But I think with this whole, what you're doing with the disclosure is, again, just proving that we continue to need to educate our clients. And I think that it doesn't necessarily have to be this big legal disclosure or anything, but it's more as an educational process that, look, we don't have control of what this other company puts out there, even though they deem it to be reliable, not necessarily accurate. So I think I agree with it just being part of the education process.
It should go back to the education process. Really good point. Now, do you think it should actually be in writing, maybe like a sentence or two in a disclosure document, or is it just something verbal that we should tell them?
Oh, no, I agree that I think they should sign it.
Okay.
Well, see, the thing with us is, with us, I believe it definitely should be something they should sign, and we're not looking to make it a legal disclosure. I mean, because look, when you have a buyer sign a buyer agreement, is that really legally binding? I don't really think it is. Are you going to take like a buyer agreement, a listing agreement, and a buyer agreement? Like, I mean, is a buyer agreement, buyer agency agreement, is that a legally binding document? Because to me, it's more of a psychological document. It's more of a, you have my word, and I've signed this piece of paper, and I've agreed to work with you. But with a buyer agreement, you could fire the agent at any time.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel with the Zillow disclosure, again, it's along the same lines. It's just something that they would sign to acknowledge that they understand that this is for their benefit, and you are educating them on the fact that their listing might not be represented the way they expect when it's syndicated to third-party sites.
Right, which doesn't necessarily mean that you entered it incorrectly or that you uploaded it in a certain way, that you lost control of it when it went into syndication, and for them to just be aware of that. So.
Right, like, in no way would myself or my team stop trying to fix the problem. We just want them to understand where the issue originates from, and it's not from us, considering we enter it into the MLS like this, and it shows up on Zillow like this.
And we actually have our clients sign an MLS printout. Once we get it on the MLS, print it out, they acknowledge it. Yeah, so I think if they see that it's on there accurately, and they see it on Zillow inaccurately, well, they'll know where the disconnect happened.
Well, you know what? On one of the posts, well, when you posted it on Lab Coat Agents, Nick, there was one lady, because I'm scrolling down here, Carolyn Hildebrand.
Yeah.
Who said that she gets the question all the time about Zillow and home showing that are no longer active. That's a really good point.
That is a huge point. And somebody actually had a theory on, I believe it was the NAR page. And I don't have it in front of me, but I'll kind of paraphrase. And while I do that, I'm looking for a quote from one of my sellers who sent me a text because he read the article. She said that she feels that Zillow is almost kind of relisting properties that have sold, because if they oversell a zip code and agents complain that they're not getting leads, do they repost old listings to capture leads for agents who are paying for those zip codes? Does that sound, I mean, I don't know, that kind of sounds a little bit interesting to me, but maybe it's far-fetched. That's just it's just a theory I heard on the NAR page.
Yeah, I recently talked to a Realtor.com agent because I'm going to sign up there for leads. But
yay! Realtor.com's awesome. Sorry.
Tristan, has nothing to do with the fact that they share an office building with you. But
nothing to do with that.
So I just wanted to confirm, why is it showing that we have 400 and some odd listings in this one geographic area when I know for a fact there's only 140 or something? So I wanted to find out what was going on. Well, yes, they show everything that's pending until it actually closes on Realtor.com.
Okay, okay.
So because it's not actually sold, they don't take it off the market.
Hey, so I want to read to you this quote from my seller who, actually, if you read the article, the photo of the phone holding up the listing in the article, 38 Olive Street, that was off market when it wasn't off market. This is the seller of that property. We've had nothing but problems. He said, I like the idea of the disclosure. It gives you an opportunity to discuss the pitfalls that someone would run into using these apps. This whole experience is stressful enough, but knowing that these sites could be wrong and knowing from the beginning would make a big difference. And it also removes yourself from the equation, myself, the realtor, from the equation of having to deal with their issues. Exposure is great, but the client should know the risks. I think that, like, that's from the mouth of my seller. That's huge.
Perfectly said.
Man. That's big.
Yeah, so, you know, all in all, I feel it's a positive experience. I feel like sellers wouldn't be hesitant to sign it because it's just like any other disclosure. It's just like lead paint. It's just like a seller disclosure. You know, it's just like a dual agency disclosure. You're letting these sellers know ahead of time what this stands for, and I think that they'll take to it.
I think it's just information. Yeah.
Do you see Zillow changing anytime soon, making their information more accurate? What do you guys think?
I mean, Shireen, I'll let you answer that first.
I think they're going to continue to improve their systems, and because if they get so many complaints, they're going to have, you know, more and more premier agents that want to back out of the process. But I think they will continue to improve, especially now that they're, you know, combined with Trulia. I think they have an obligation to continue to improve.
See, here's the thing. I saw a lot of people commenting on different posts saying, you know, just let it go, don't worry about it, it's just a listing, blah, blah, blah. But, like, when you're on a team like myself, I'm on a team of 10. Tristan, you're on a team now of 19. Shireen, you don't have a team now, but you did have a team in the past. When you have big teams, you know, you could have anywhere from, you know, 20 to 30 listings at a time, if not more. You would literally have to hire a full-time person to stay on top of these listings on these portals to make sure they're accurate at all times. The more listings you have, the more stressful it becomes, and the more time a busy agent has to allot out of their day to make these corrections. And, you know, it's really not fair when you're trying to service your clients at the best possible level.
Right. And where does it end? There are so many real estate websites. So, you know.
Oh, so many.
Yeah.
So many. But the ones that matter are the ones that get the most traffic. Obviously, Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia. You know, those are the ones that are searched the most, and those are the ones that really matter the most to the consumer.
Yeah.
Tristan's looking out the window like, oh, look at that view. I'm in LA.
Dude.
Whoa, nice, nice, nice. Hey, is that your Hummer right there?
No.
You're adding to the smog already in the valley.
No more, no more.
Hey, so listen, I don't know if you guys have anything else to add.
That's pretty much it. Well, one comment, Roberta Baldwin.
That's my mom.
I know. She said,
what about her? Are you going to quote my mom? Did she show you baby pictures?
If Taylor Swift can change Apple, we can do something about Zillow. I thought that was...
Yeah, I know. My mom is so with it. So with it.
Way to go, Mom.
Hey, guys, this has been a lot of fun. Thanks for jumping on here with us and talking about it. And, you know, I look forward to the next conversation.
Cool, guys.
Awesome, Nick. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye.